of your back though.
I mean,
No, yes, wonderful.
okay, so, I was looking into a different curriculum because my older child, uses Bookshark and he's very, very happy and content doing like a fact-based kind of learning. Encyclopedias, are his thing. He loves timelines, you know, and I knew that my daughter, who, is younger than him, was not going to do well in using Booksark, that curriculum. I'd lose her. I knew it if I used that. So I started looking into something that was more hands-on, that was, you know, tapped into those other multiple intelligences, because she's much more wiggly. He's perfectly content to sit, you know, all day on and read, and she needs to be doing stuff with her hands and moving around. So I looked into moving beyond the page just because the catalog is here at the school, and I liked what I saw. When I was trained as a classroom teacher, so when I was teaching in school, I really liked doing things like thematic units where everything we did sort of revolved around one theme or a novel or something like that. And that's pretty much how Moving Beyond the Page works. So I did like that, and they have different activities that, you know, she's coming up with songs, you know, lyrics, or she's coming up with a dance. There's movements to a song that she's doing. A lot of art projects. One of the final projects are probably some of my favorite things they do, where when she read Little House in the Big Woods, the final project was to have a pioneer family. So we all dressed up like in, you know, our best pioneer, you know, flannel shirts and things like that. And she had to write out a menu of things they would have eaten back then, and come up with a craft for us to do. And then we actually ate the food, and then we dance, you know, we learned how to do a square dance. So things like that, that is 100% how my second born is, that really taps into the way she likes to learn. So the way it's set up, is that you have 4 concepts that you learn. And I guess ages 4 to 5, I guess I'll back up here. Ages 4 to 5 is where we started. So that's on page 9 of the catalog. So that's where we started with Jenna, and everything is from a picture book, which is fantastic. So all of the lessons came from there. It came with this giant materials kit. And so as the kits get bigger, but this is, I don't obviously have anything left from that, but this is one of the kits for Jenna that we haven't done yet, but I'll show you. And everything is in baggies labeled lesson 1, you know, unit 1, lesson 1. It's got everything in there that you're going to need for that, or most everything. And I'm a big fan of not having to reinvent wheels and working smarter, not harder. I'm not a Pinterest, you know, every once in a while I'll find something on Pinterest and, you know, try to incorporate it, but usually I don't have the brain space or bandwidth to come up with, you know, something. So if you want to pass that around, you can just kind of see. So that first kit that we got for the ages 4 to 5 was the same way. It came with everything pre-cut, you know, counted out. All of my supplies were in there. So that really helped with that transition from teaching 1 child to 2 children for me. And then my daughter was not reading yet when we started. So I honestly really appreciated the ABCDarian. You'll see in the corner was how she learned how to read. And this was actually our old A level. We start with the A level, working to B level. And each lesson, again, is just really mapped out well on what you say, I mean, down to like a script, you know, and some people don't like that. I love it because I can deviate from it if I want, or if on those days where the coffee's not kicking in and you know, you need that guideline, it's there. And, you know, it's manipulatives, you're moving tiles around to help with,
And that's, I know a bit about this program, and
Mhm.
that's a really good evidence-based reading program. I don't know if you ladies have heard of the science of reading. That's a new thing about, you know, teaching the kids how to read. This is one of those programs.
Mhm.
And as far as the script, when you're teaching little kids to read or math, it's, for me, I feel like I need that script because they need that consistent
Yes.
language. So there's nothing
Yes.
wrong in following that script, because sometimes you change one word, you know what you mean, but they don't. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'll stop there because I could go on.
Yeah.
I was excited
I'm so
to
glad,
see
yeah.
it.
I was very pleased with the program, teaching her how to read with it. It comes with her workbook for her, and then it came with these little, readers that are, you know, very simple. So once we graduated from these, because she did progress, quicker than what was here, we moved on to, like, we supplemented with the Bob's books and the Bob's books workbooks. For that, I can remember one of her favorite things when she was learning phonics was your pencil is your microphone. And you say the sound into it before you write it. And so, of course, for my daughter, if you know her, she's all about that, right? So, they make it fun, and, it really, I think, the schedule of learning the letters was spot on, at least for us. So anyways, that's, how it's set up for that early learning. And then as they get into the higher levels, like for right now, if you'll turn to page. Well, let me back up. So the next page, ages 5 to 7. They don't have as much of the kits. There was some hands-on stuff, but, there was the math that was introduced that I'm always torn. I don't know if you guys feel this way, like you see these other curriculums and you want to switch so bad, but we do, math UC, and that's kind of been our thing, and we have all the stuff and I'm used to it. But this looks like so much fun. They have math, through literature, through the books, and then the math materials kit, which, I mean, I would be so curious to know if anybody decides to do the math. And it looks like, based on what they say at the bottom here, all the way through that age 10 to 12, they have, or no, looks like age 11 to 13, fall of 2021, they're gonna have the math available for every level. So.
Looks like you could use it. Fun stuff.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
If I had the space in my house, I'd probably do it, but we're just, we're crowded out with, I'm sure like all of you know, with.
So
Homeschool
do you
stuff.
think this math is more of a supplement, or is it a core,
It is the
core math?
the
that they-
core math,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so,
Or
and they
common
have-
core math stuff.
online, they're online, like the videos for each level were really helpful in trying to determine which level to put Dominic and Jenna at, because I use this actually for Dominic's language arts. So he uses Bookshark for everything but language arts, and I've been really happy with their language arts program, the novels that he's reading, the way the questions are asked, the projects that he does, for final projects. So each level is broken up into 4 concepts, and then, you do science and social studies. So you would get a language arts and then a science or social studies teacher manual for each one. And again, they're, the way that they're set up, they, give you the vocabulary for the beginning of every lesson, the skills and the materials you need. And then they have activities set up. And then this is something we've really enjoyed. The kids on their laptops they keep moving beyond the page on there. So that when they get to these little links on here, they can navigate themselves. So they find their age range that they're using. And then, so they'll say ages 8 to 10, which is what Jenna's using right now, ages 8 to 10, and then there's a drop down menu, and then she goes to the book she's reading. And then each lesson is there. And so all the videos and the website links are all already embedded into the website. And so she can, as we're learning together, we can just go to that. And I think it's by 4th grade. So this will be our last year where I'm really involved with her. 4th grade, they give the kids a checklist. And so it's more, you know, student driven. They want them getting a little bit more independent, you know, being able to complete the tasks that they're doing on their own. And so, that, I mean, eventually they're gonna have to get there. Obviously, I don't neglect Dominic completely on his language arts, but it is nice that they're trying to get them to become more independent. A lot of the worksheets I've used up with Dominic. So what they do is they send you, if you're doing a sibling, they send you a notebook with all of the worksheets, just single sheets, so that you can replicate the lesson you did with your older child with your younger child. Because a lot of those get used up, obviously. So the science and social studies all relates to the novel that they're reading. So like I said, everything's like thematic. I don't know, that's just one of my favorite ways to teach and one of my favorite ways to learn. So everything isn't separate. It's kind of a complete package. Okay. I think I have talked just about everything. I did supplement with little passports, and I don't want to go too far into that, but that's another for learning science, for learning social studies and geography, which was just so much fun. Jenna gets her little suitcase, and you get a little luggage tag and your little stickers on your suitcase and a map. You put down, you know, where Sophie and Sam are traveling to. They send you a postcard of where you're going. And I thought it was really fun to have that as a supplement to what we were doing here.
Are you doing the social studies with her? through
Yes.
this Too, as well?
Mhm. The only thing I'm not doing is the math. So that was the only thing I wasn't doing,
So
but
you got that with what you bought, you're just holding on to it for when she's more ready.
the math,
Yeah, or.
no,
the
you
full
can
set.
order it, you know, kind of pick and choose what you want to order. You can do the complete kit. And in April, if I remember this correctly, they have a spring sale. So, usually, I think it's 10% off of their complete kit. So, yeah, it's been fun, and I'll leave these out if you wanna look through them.
Want the math books now? I just want the book.
You want the books? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's just something about learning through like a novel or a picture book that just feels less intimidating and less, I guess, like school, you know, because it's
Presented
hard
in a
and
different way.
what's that?
I think it's presented in a different way, so sometimes, in life,
Absolutely.
even if your whole program is work, there's just one thing that they're not getting.
Yes. Yes.
Find a movie on it or a book and present it in a different way, usually I find that.
I struggle a lot with presenting things, trying not to replicate school at home. Like I try, I'm always reading books like Charlotte Mason and
I know.
Waldorf and like,
Yeah.
stop thinking like,
Yeah.
you know, a classroom teacher, because that's not what we're trying to do with homeschool. Like I want it to be a little bit more organic.
I'm sure Mason never had children.
So anyways, I just, you know, it's kind of like this push and pull of, you know, trying to make sure we're meeting the standards and that they're performing well, you know, so they do great in the real world, but also trying to teach my whole child, you know, and teach to their strengths.
But that's what's nice about getting a curriculum like this. You don't have to worry about meeting the standards because the standards are, you know, embedded
Exactly.
throughout. So
Yep.
that just gives you.
Yeah. So anyways, are there any questions before I pass it over to Judith?
So far, would you say that you plan on continuing this type of program, like into the higher ages? like,
Yes,
if there's a
unfortunately, it
style?
doesn't, it stops, like, I think junior high, there's one more, there's like a freshman high school. Language arts, and then it's over,
Right,
so,
I guess it might keep going.
I know, I hope so. But I hope so, yeah, it's been great fit for us, and every year, you know, we reevaluate. You know, we ask, you know, are you guys still happy homeschooling? Do you wanna go to public school? Am I still happy homeschooling? And is this working for us or not? And, you know, there's always that fear of missing out, you know, you see other people, what they're doing, and you wanna, oh, beautiful feet, or, oh, you know, doodle or something, you know, and you think you wanna switch, but, for us, it's been a great option for us.
Jen had a question here.
Yeah.
About, do you cover everything in a year? It looks like mostly in.
So, and it's funny you say that, this is the first year that we've actually skipped. One, because of our hockey schedule has gotten so busy, and we're missing Fridays almost every week. And a couple Thursdays here and there, I opted to skip. So, let's see. So we just finished the BFG, so this was like, should have been, like, if we were going on the school
Yeah.
calendar, we should have been here at Christmas, at the Christmas break, right? And so, we are skipping the stories from Africa and Asia for now, and we went right into holes. And so, we'll pick that up, the Africa, Asia, in the summer, you know, just as more.
right.
If, you know, if we decide to, I'm sure she'll get more of it, but I wanted her, you know. Continuing on with novels, she really is like, the momentum is there, we're like finally going to the library, and she actually wants to read novels. And so these, the stories from Africa and Asia. Aren't quite as like novel driven, there's more picture books, which I know she already knows she loves picture books, so. I just want to keep that momentum going with reading the novels, and Holes is such a fun, you know, book anyway.
I guess my question too is like, for the age 5 to 7, like, would you? Like for 5 in a row, that's what I'm doing with Claire right now, but I'm not even using the cookbook, like, I'm just reading the books and doing what I feel like, and then I think next year I'm going to repeat the whole curriculum again. But
Okay,
include the things that I left out that I thought she wasn't ready for, so I guess I was asking with this. Could you use this
I
for
think,
multiple years and like add in the things that you didn't?
I think so,
Last
and
time.
one of the options too was, if you have a more advanced child, I'd say about 50% of the activities, they have option 1, option 2, and it's listed in the lesson. So you could, you know, 1 year, if she's only ready, or he's only ready for the option 1, then maybe, you know, revisit that, and then have them, instead of matching something, they would like write a paragraph out or something
Okay.
like that.
And it's all workbook based, right? They don't mostly, I mean, paper and pencil.
They do paper and pencil, but then they have recipes, so they make things, or they have art activities where they're, like, for I remember from Dominic's, the Africa study, he made like a meerkat out of like paper bags, and, the feet were plastic forks.
But meaning they don't have to go online to finish work or turn, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No, okay.
no, the only thing we're really doing when we go online is looking at the links as like a supplement, like a
More
video to
research.
watch what
Yeah.
they're, yeah,
Mhm.
but I would not say that they have to complete anything online. They do, their spelling program is online, but we use Evan Moore spelling workbook. This just, I don't know, I did it with
Okay.
Dominic, and
Yeah.
we just kept with it. I think it's been working for us.
Evan Moore, is that spelling separate from this?
Yes,
Okay.
just from Amazon, just the workbooks, they have like a, you know, grammar books, they have math, like grades 1 through 6, I think. They might have lower ones too. But, we use that for spelling. Are there any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was very good.